And after a 2-year gap because of the pandemic, here we are back with a full Pumpkinfest. How good is that, everybody?
That's pretty good, huh? All right, we're just about ready to get going here. Let me know when somebody hears a bagpipe.
Yeah. So the way this is going to work when we get things underway, we're going to have our paddlers first. We'll have 2 heats of individual paddlers. Then we're going to have this match between the main cabin masters and the main life TV shows. Then we'll have the final for the paddlers. Then we have the relay, and we've got a couple of heats of the relay. And once the relay is done, then we'll get to the motorboats. And I think we have 5 motorboats this year. There's a little, some of that is up to question at the moment. We're still trying to get final details.
I think they're getting race ready, Don.
You think so?
I think they're getting race ready. Remember, if you ain't rubbing, you ain't racing, guys.
All right, folks. Hey, lots of people to thank for this year's Pumpkinfest, of course. Too many to name all of them, but our local businesses who donate money to help pay for all this, our artists who have done their work on the pumpkins on the street, Bill Clark, who's in charge of pumpkins and pumpkin boats and all of that, Buzzy Pinkham, who's his right hand, and the 2 of them founded this event, and a great volunteer board of directors of Pumpkinfest that works all year to pull this together, come up with a plan, make it all work, transportation, traffic, all of that stuff. How many pumpkins, where are they coming from, where are they going to go, who's going to do what. And a great job by all of those folks. And our Danbury-Scotta Police Department, Sheriff's Department, all these folks for keeping us safe, keeping things moving around. Fire Department and others for their rescue work. So thank you to, it's a huge volunteer effort that it takes to make this happen. So thank you, everybody. And it is so good to have Pumpkinfest back. You'll hear the bagpipes up here behind Main Street, and that'll be the sound that we're getting started. And that's just a few minutes away, Larry.
Don, you said we're not getting paid for this 100 hours of volunteer work? There's no money involved?
Well, you might get some.
I can only dream of that. When you hear the bagpipes, that will be the processional down to the dock. Then we will have our national anthem sung by these 3 lovely ladies sitting on the boat. We will have a moment of silence, and then we will have the blessing of the fleet by this striking blonde that's standing out here looking for I'm not sure what. And then we'll have some pumpkin racing. Are you ready to go racing? Are you ready to go pumpkin racing?
Larry, whose boat are we using? Who lent us a boat for this?
Oh, yeah, we want to thank Bernie Delisle, the Freedom Gallery, the owner of the Freedom Gallery. He's got some cool stuff going on over there. So we want to thank, and let's hear a big cheer for Bernie. He donated this boat here.
Lent it, probably.
Lent it. He donated, he lent it. We commandeered it.
Yeah, maybe that's more like it.
Big shout out to Bernie for that.
Thank you, Bernie. And please, when we're done the races, patronize your local businesses. There was a great crowd in town yesterday for the parade and to see all the pumpkins. Some of the folks in the businesses later in the afternoon were exhausted, but thank you for patronizing. I hope you left a little money behind when you visited them, and if not, remember these businesses as we get into the holiday season. There's a great variety of business here in downtown Danbury-Scotta. They would love to have you come back, or for those who deal with online, do some things online. But thank you for patronizing them. Those who are open today, they'll be open after the race. Restaurants too, I think. And thank you for supporting our local economy as well as supporting Pumpkinfest.
Yes.
In a moment, we'll have our national anthem, and Larry's going to introduce them first before they sing.
Yes. That's a wicked good, isn't it?
Last time they'll be dry.
Queen in her court. All right, the queen is here. Somebody give me a signal and we'll sing a national anthem. Okay, our singers today are Anna, Rebecca, and Laura Tomasello. They're from Bremen. And let's hear it for these young ladies.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
How about that, huh? Give them a big hand, guys.
Fantastic
Anna,
job,
Rebecca,
ladies.
and Laura Tomasello from Bremen.
We're going to also take a brief moment here before the blessing of the fleet to pause and remember one of our pumpkin growers and her family who passed away in an accident a year ago this weekend. Paris Pierpont was just 17, and her loss was a loss not only for her family, but for this whole community and the Pumpkinfest community as well. A special scholarship has been created in Paris's memory and in her honor. Before we talk about the scholarship, we just like to take a brief moment to pause, a moment of silence, to remember this wonderful young lady and her family at this time. Thank you. So a scholarship has been created by the Pumpkinfest in honor and memory of Paris Pierpont. This scholarship is dedicated to realizing the dream that she had at age 17 to become an EMT, an emergency medical technician, work on ambulances, and then to become a nurse. She, in fact, had already passed her first class, her first course for becoming a basic EMT. The scholarship is going to pay for other people, one high school student who wants to become a basic EMT, then for a few others who want to get the intermediate training and paramedic training. All of this to enhance the rescue capabilities in our part of Maine. So the Pumpkinfest website has lots of information about the scholarship fund, how to apply, all of that. This is a great way to help our community in the years ahead in the same way that Paris herself intended to do. So for those of you interested in emergency medicine and want to help, we need you. Your communities need you. Here's a way to help you get into it. The Paris Pierpont Scholarship, and you can find more information on the Pumpkinfest website. Thanks very much.
Okay, we were going to have the blessing of the fleet. We have Goldilocks, a.k.a. Alice in Wonderland, here that is going to do the blessing for us. Let's hear it for her.
Here we stand on native Wabanaki land along this gorgeous tidal river. It's high tide at high noon, and we turn our attention to the giver of pumpkins fine and maritime to bless our intrepid seafaring contenders. Friends, we've cleared the slate of COVID late. Our Damariscotta Pumpkin Regatta is back. The Viking is here. The Gnome is too. Our festive banners have not gone slack. So let's shout, let's cheer, let's clap our hands. We refuse to hold our enthusiasm back. So what's been done to these melons, they ask? Ha! Now they're seaworthy vessels, of course. They'll float, they'll tip, they'll bob about these racing gourds with force. Yet paddled or motored by sailors, these ships have a tendency to go off course. So we pray for safety, for fun and play, for mercy upon these vessels as they pass us by with flying colors, with their costumed captain rebels, racing for the finish line as if they're chased by watery devils. Oh, eternal creator, so strong to save, protect these captains and their crews, bless these pumpkins and the paddlers, no matter they win or lose. Bring them to shore with smiles galore, wet but with not one bump or bruise. And as we cheer, as we shout as this fleet goes about in the harbor this afternoon, may we invite the world's peace, hold fast to what's good, rejoice in the sun and the moon, and may we never forget to laugh at ourselves, united by pumpkins, all neighbors, yes, me and you. Amen.
Amen. Outstanding.
You can tell old Alice she gets into that praying deal, don't she? That was a good one. Okay, we got a couple of quick announcements here. We want to have a shout out to Edward Pierpont. We just spoke about it. He lost his daughter here a year ago. He grew a 1,960-pound pumpkin. He also grew a 2,076-pound pumpkin this year, so he's brought that ton thing down pretty good.
And is Edwin's 1,900-pound pumpkin one of those in the race?
I don't think so.
Okay, because there is a 1,900-pounder in there.
That might have been it. I'm not sure. Who else have we got to say? Union Farm Equipment, that they donated a brand new tractor for us to use this past week. That's good. We want to thank one guy that does so much here this weekend. His name is Hugh Preeb. He works for the town of Damariscotta. He's the road maintenance guy, highway guy. He's like Johnny everywhere for us all weekend long. Let me have a little shout out to Hugh, please.
All right. And so, Larry, with that,
are you ready to go racing?
I think we want to go racing.
Are you folks ready to go racing?
All right.
Are you ready to go pumpkin racing? All right, Don.
Okay.
Heat 1.
Paddleboat paddlers, it's your time to shine. So we're going to have our first heat. I'm going to ask the paddlers when we say your name, can you raise your paddle in the air so folks in the crowd can see who it is? So heat 1, Alice and Andreak, Jaja Martin, and David White.
All right. I think they're getting in the boats.
Alice, Jaja, and David.
Alice has got the black one with the foam thing, hoops on the side. David's in the blue one, and Jaja's in the one with a tinfoil antenna.
Jaja, of course, is in the pumpkin with the tinfoil antennas. Alice is in the black pumpkin, and David's is the blue one. Is that right?
That's
all right.
the blue one. That's all we can remember 3 to a time, Don.
Thank goodness.
that might be one too many.
We can't see if they're all positioned and set.
No, we don't have the Miss Yankee Pride anymore, but
Yeah.
we'll take this one just the same.
Yeah. So somebody, I assume, is going to let us know when they're ready to run.
When they're ready to run, give me a... Okay? Folks, you ready on the show? You got to help us start us. On 3, we're going to say get set, get ready, get set, get wet. 1, 2, 3. Get ready, get set, get wet.
Alice, Jaja, and David, all veteran paddlers.
Jaja's defending champ in this,
Absolutely. And
she's determined. This is going to be a close
breaks
one.
out to an early lead. Look at that sparkle from all that tinfoil.
Looks like David may be taking a dead last here, but he's coming on.
David and Alice are pretty close.
Is they going to race out there around the pumpkin? The experience of Jaja has got the lead, Don.
Yes, well, she's been a round-the-world sailor before, so that may give her a little bit of an edge.
You got to go around the world
Bumping
before you go
around the buoy.
pumpkin.
David second, Alice paddling for third.
They're really just paddling to stay afloat.
Well, that's true. Nobody wants to do anything but wave at the rescue guys in the water. Thank them for being there. Alice and David, we got a little rubbing going on, a little
rubbing.
struggle.
If you ain't racing, if you ain't rubbing.
Meanwhile, Jaja,
Let's hear it from
it's
guys.
a big lead paddling for shore.
Jaja right now is just praying that things stays afloat.
Looks like we're pretty close between second and third there.
This may be a dead heat for second place. David's coming on. He's not going to get beat by a girl. He's not going to get beat by a girl.
All three of these folks have paddled here multiple times.
This could be a photo finish.
Which we can't see. All right, cheer for him, folks. Cheer for him.
All right, let's hear for Jaja, the winner.
All right, Jaja Martin takes the first heat.
Okay, that was heat number 1.
And our second heat, also veteran paddlers. We have Todd Sandstrom, Nathan Sandstrom, I'm guessing there might be a relationship there, and Robert Watts. All of these folks we know well.
Is Tiger Dalton in that one too, Don?
If so, I don't have that.
Well, there's a possibility we may have a fourth paddler. But things are subject to change here. If you haven't figured that out yet.
Takes a little bit to get people repositioned in these things. Among the challenges is climbing into a floating pumpkin and not capsizing immediately at the dock. We have seen that before.
We have. We're going to have the condo there in the next heat, I think, Don.
Yes.
Yes.
So after this heat, we're going to have the TV show grudge match between Cabin Masters and Main Life TV shows. Then we will have the final in the paddle boat before we get to the relay. How are we doing? Do we have 3 paddlers? Do we have 4?
I'm not sure. That might be my cameraman trying to get into a camera. I'm not into a pumpkin. I'm not sure. He's pretty adventurous.
We're waiting for confirmation.
Whoa! Whoa! We may have a casualty. We do. We got one in.
One pumpkin already gone stem up.
I know it. Don't you hate that when that happens?
So we will. And by the way, as you look down at the dock here and see a tall red hat, that's Tom Lishness, the gnome, also a longtime champion pumpkin grower.
He's a pumpkin architect. He's the one that designs these pumpkin boats and figures out which ones will float and which ones won't.
Yep, he's the pumpkin whisperer.
So now we have 2. Tiger Dalton is. So we do have 3. Or 4. We have 4 in the race now.
Yes, do we have that one righted?
I think we have it righted. I don't know if we have a captain for it yet.
Got to write it, bail her out, get it ready to go. By the way, can the Pumpkin Queen wave her wand to the crowd, please?
And the crowd wave back to the Queen. There we go. Oh, that's a good wave. How about the folks on Schooner Landing? Can they wave to the Queen? Oh, look at that. That's a 100% wave. Even got credit to wave over there.
And maybe we should say who Alice really is.
No, I let them guess. No, that is Pastor Shaq Corbett.
Who is
Let's hear it for Alice.
Who is also director of the Carpenter's Boat Shop, correct?
I don't know. Is she doing that? No.
No, sorry about that.
But we can give her that job if she wants it.
Maybe.
Second Congregational Church is her domain.
That's bad. I should have known that.
The theater's full.
Okay, the theater is full, so all you people that wanted to go over there, you're going to stand outside because it's full. But you're going to have more fun here.
Absolutely. We need you. We need your cheers. If they're in the theater, we can't hear their cheering very well. So
I do believe, Don, of all the years, I don't know, 15 that we've been doing this, this is the biggest crowd we've ever had for a pumpkin regatta.
yeah, give yourself a hand. That is
So
terrific.
give yourself a great hand.
I think there's a lot of people ready to have this back again after missing it for 2 years. Kind of like life.
Yeah, kind of like life. I'm not sure what part of life it is, but it's part of like life. How are we doing down there, Caps? Okay, you ready? On 3. 1, 2, 3. Get wet! And he's upside down.
Oh.
Oh. Oh, we got 2 down. 2 out of 4. This could be a win by default.
Not that we know who's in which one.
No, we haven't got a clue. Tigers in the blue? Is he upside down? Oh, he's in the lead. Okay. I got him. He's in second place. Well, he's not dead last. He's just in second place.
So we lost 2 at the start. And there we go, rounding that buoy, heading for home.
This is a fairly close one. Trying to get around that buoy's a little struggle.
Yep.
Now, you can't see this just anywhere, folks. This is guaranteed, qualified, certified. Stupid is as stupid does. But they're having fun.
Look at him go. Do we know who's in first?
No, we haven't got a clue. The guy in first is in first. Looks like he won.
Well done. Cheer him on, folks. We ought to have a separate cheer for our 2 who flipped over and couldn't finish the race.
Let's hear it for our 2 flippers.
Robert Watts took first place. And Tiger took second.
They happen to be the only 2 that were still afloat.
Yes. We had a father-son team of Sandstroms, and they're the ones who flipped. Sorry about that. At least one of them will be back in the relay race.
And Tiger's pumpkin was his own that he grew and brought to the regatta.
Oh, he brought his
right.
own race pumpkin.
So Tiger's pumpkin, he came in second. He grew it and brought it to the race. I think that may be a first for us, Larry.
I wonder if he's going to take it home and make a pumpkin pie.
From what I'm told, you don't want to eat those things.
I don't think you want to eat these things.
So in a minute here, we're going to have our TV show grudge match between the Maine Cabin Masters TV show and the Maine Life TV show.
I don't want to wish him any bad luck, but a little water wouldn't hurt him.
So who do we have here from Maine Cabin Masters? I'm trying to get the right page.
We have the cabin masters Ryan Morrill and Chase Morrill and Ashley Morrill. I think all the Morrills are here. And Jared Jedi Baker.
So we're in a fluid situation, as you always are on the river. We're actually going to do.
I think those guys in the pumpkins are in a fluid situation too.
We're actually going to do the finals in the paddle boat before we do the TV grudge match. So there we go.
Okay.
And I believe those. So this is going to be the first and second place in both heats of the paddle boats.
So Jaja is going to be in one of these.
Yep. So we've got
against Tyler Dalton.
Oh, it's just going to be first place.
That just gets too confusing. Okay. I got wet boats and bailing, and we're going to turn into a cluster.
Poor Bill Clark. He's got wet boats. They're bailing out.
We're going to do the winners.
So we're going to have Jaja Martin.
Okay. Jaja and Robert.
And Robert Watts.
Robert Watson, Jaja Martin.
So this is one to watch because these are veteran pumpkin paddlers.
This is for all the pumpkin glory right here.
All the seeds.
All the seeds. Yeah, that's the prize.
So just off the stern of our boat here at the end of the dock is the Cabin Master's cabin cruiser.
This is a pumpkin condo right here, Don.
Yeah, that's a that might have.
And we're gonna rent this out for $100 tonight. Anybody wants sleeps in it?
Yeah, it's hard to find rentals around here, so they may keep that. Just got blessed by the Queen.
The blessing by the Queen.
Yeah. So how are we doing down there, Bill, on the dock? Are we getting close? We have the final. This is the championship of the paddle boat category. Jaja Martin and Robert Watts both have won these races before.
They take home the golden pumpkin.
Absolutely.
Okay, ready? On 3. 1, 2, 3, get wet!
Finals of the paddle boat competition. Jaja Martin, Robert Watts.
Jaja's not fooling around. This one's for the golden pumpkin.
She must have a whole shelf full of those
I
by
think it's
now.
that. I think it's that tinfoil.
And there's Rob.
Baffles on the back. Mr. Watts is giving her a battle, though. That's a real determined look he's got. Head down, paddles moving.
Cheer him on, folks. There's Jaja getting ready to make the turn. Robert closing in a little bit.
I think he's going on the wrong side of the pumpkin. Look at that. He's moving the pumpkin.
Thought he was going
He's on that fast. She takes it really wide turn.
Thought they were going to have a pumpkin joust there for a minute. Jaja sprinting for home. Robert making the current turn.
Robert can't get around that far turn. She really opened up a lead on him there. She's like 10 pumpkins ahead of him. Here she comes.
Cheer them on as they come down the finish line. Jaja Martin, Robert Watts.
Cheer for Jaja, the defending champ. And she's going to take home another gold pumpkin.
All right.
She's only got about 20 of these things. I don't think she's ever been beat, Don.
Well done.
I think she's undefeated.
Might be pretty close to it.
I think she's undefeated. So, that was the champion of the paddlers. We've got the grudge match coming up. And I believe that's the Cabin Masters against Maine Life.
Maine Life. For those who don't know, Maine Life is a TV show in Maine.
We're not going to tell them, Don.
And that is produced by Erin O'Valley and her team at Maine Life Media. And Maine Cabin Masters is a TV show produced in Maine as well, popular around the country. And this is, so I think this is a relay, but I am not sure. Yeah, so we just got clarified. This is going to be a first ever for the Pumpkinfest. This is a triple relay race. So we've got 3 paddlers on each team, and we'll see how this works out.
Yeah, we're going to see how this works out. We're a little skeptical here in the boat.
Yep. So they're
At least this boat's not getting wet.
Yeah, and since we saw. I can't promise this, but since we saw two capsize, I wonder if the paddlers are hoping they get the ones that didn't capsize.
All right. Are we ready?
Let's read our names again here of who's going to go.
We don't know if we're ready or not.
No, I don't.
Ready?
I don't.
1, 2, 3, get wet! And our participants are Alice Andrejak and Paula Jean is the first team. Jaja Martin and Robert Watts.
No, this is the Cabin Masters.
Wrong ones.
Vanessa from Main Life is closest to us.
Vanessa from Main Life.
Ryan is in blue.
And Ryan is in blue.
Okay, Cabin Masters Pumpkin is in blue. Main Life, the other one.
Looks like somebody's in dead last. She's trying. Vanessa, paddle. Make that paddle go faster, Vanessa.
Ryan's in the blue one.
Ryan in
You're
the blue
catching
one.
him.
Ryan from Main Cabin Masters.
You go, girl. You're going to get him on the turn. You catch him.
Now,
Keep that paddle moving. You
there you
can't
go.
stop.
Now, Main Cabin Masters, they're based up in Lake Country, up in Winthrop,
There, she's
Manchester
catching
area.
him. He's making a wide turn. I think the wind's got him, Dawn.
Oh.
Come on, Vanessa. Make the paddle go.
Now it looks kind of
Faster. That's it. Faster. Cheer her on, guys. Faster. She had him. She lost him on the turn now.
Yeah.
It looks like Cabin Master, if he can keep her afloat, might take this heat.
This is the first leg of the triple relay. Main Cabin Masters TV show against the Main Life TV show. I have not paddled a pumpkin, but everybody who has tells me it's a lot of work.
I am not going to paddle a pumpkin, Don. She's taking on water.
Uh-oh.
Can she make it to the dock? She's, not looking good.
Saying just please get me to the dock.
Can I make it? Somebody rescue me quick.
That's the first leg of the triple relay. Now we have to go through the incredibly tricky operation of transferring paddlers and head out on the second leg. All right, Main Cabin Masters has made the change, and they're out headed for the big pumpkin buoy.
I think that is Ryan. Chase was the first.
Ryan Morrow or Ryan Eldridge?
I don't know. Ryan.
We believe this is Ryan paddling.
Yeah, that's a Ryan.
Yeah, all right. It's one of them. There's 2 Ryans. This is one of them.
He's got a pretty good lead. Is the second guy even second paddler?
Yeah, we're still
started
waiting
yet?
for Main Life to leave the dock here, I think.
This isn't dock and dine. This is paddle time.
That's very good.
You just I've got so many talents, Don.
All right, and they're
There
off.
she goes. Oh, you got it. The paddle needs to go in the water. That's it. She just didn't have any instructions.
Cabin Masters,
that's all.
Ryan from Cabin Masters making the turn. Main Life making a valiant effort.
Ryan Eldridge is in blue.
Okay. Ryan Eldridge for Cabin Masters.
And we think Aaron O'Valley is trying to get her. Oh, she's taking on water. Now she'll paddle.
That would make good video for their pumpkin to go
Oh, yeah.
under, but
Main Life.
Main
is
Life
making
making the turn. Cabin Masters headed for home on the second leg of
Yeah,
the
she's figuring it out.
3-leg relay.
And Cabin Masters, you got to keep her afloat. I think he's taking on some water. Maybe a bailing time. She's coming up fast on you, buddy. She's going to get you at the dock. She's going to catch up with you. Uh-oh. She's swamping. Turn on the pumpkin bilge pump.
Oh. They're charging. We don't know if that's Arano Valley or not, paddling that one for
Main
Life. Headed for the dock. Cabin Masters making the switch of paddlers. And they made
Let's
it.
hear it from gang.
All right, now we got one final leg of this three-leg relay. Cabin Masters TV show versus Main Life TV show. Cabin Masters is headed out.
Gonna have a quick pump out here.
And we think this is the other Ryan.
Yeah, we gotta have a pit stop here to bail out. See if we can do this in 13 seconds or less. I'm not sure Cabin Master. Is he paddling? He's not moving very fast.
Taking a quality ride today.
He's taking a quality ride. Yeah. If you're in the lead, you have to take 3 laps around that pumpkin out there. There is a penalty.
And Main Life leaves the dock.
Momentarily. Oh. She's getting her balance. She's just getting her pumpkin underneath her. And down she goes. Where's our rescue team?
And Main Life takes a plunge.
That's taking one for the team right there. Oh! The teammates are in the water.
We got a team rescue going on.
As long as they don't sabotage the leader here coming in.
Yeah, they're going to try to prevent him from getting to the dock.
They could. There's a trophy online here. And this trophy says 2022 Regatta Pumpkinfest and Regatta Challenge Race, first place. I'm sure you guys can all see it. Oh, there's some cheating going on. Well, if you ain't cheating, you ain't
All right,
racing.
Cabin Masters headed to the dock.
So much for dock and dine. Looks like it's swimming time. Flashing time.
Oh, this is a grudge match.
Oh, they're getting feisty now. We'll have to call them to the race trailer before it's over with.
And here, let's cheer him on as he hits the dock, folks.
Cheer for him, guys.
Cabin Masters wins this. What we don't know if it's the only or just the first of the TV grudge match.
I think this is the grudge match.
Maybe they'll be back next year.
All right, who we got next here?
All right, well done, folks. Good job, everybody. Let's have the Queen come up here and talk to us for a minute.
Oh, yes, let's talk to the Queen.
You want to get down there?
Yeah. So, Miss Queen, you finally made it to the throne. What do you think of this great grand adventure?
I think it's marvelous that you've joined us in our kingdom to enjoy our festival fruits, the fruits of our labor, and the merriment and the joy it brings our community to have you become part of our magical kingdom here in Lincoln County, Regatta, Maine. Welcome to the Pumpkinfest 2022. We are making memories together. Woo!
Let's hear it for our Queen. Well spoken. You know, we don't have many queens around the world anymore. We just lost one a little while ago, so there you go. She's ascended to the throne. All right, now we're going to do a wave. Let's get started way down that end and start it way down that end down the harbor. Throw your hands up, guys. Come on. Help me out here. 1, 2, 3, now. There it goes. There we go. Get it going. Get it going. Schooner landing. Be ready.
And then go back the other way.
Coming at you, Schooner. Go the other way. Got a wave going.
So the official word from the Commodore of the pumpkin races is we're going
We're having engine problems.
We're going to do the paddle boat relays, and then we're having some challenges getting the motorboats ready. He says, I don't know how this is going to go, but we're going to do something.
Well, we're still using the same motors that we drowned 15 years ago, Don.
Gonna have to switch to solar panels for those or something.
Yeah.
So this is what I've got for the relay races. We got Team 1, Heat 1, has Alice Andraniak and Paula Jean Lunt are a team. Then we have Zsa Martin and Robert Watts. It's interesting, they're a team in this relay, and they were against each other in the finals of the individual race. Then we've got Emily Starrick and from Johnny's Selected Seeds, and Sawyer Hanley from Johnny's Selected Seeds.
Hanny. Sawyer Hanny. At least I've got it as Hanny. You got it as Hanley?
Oh, I pronounced it wrong. Sorry.
That's all right, Don.
Sawyer Haney.
So that's Johnny Seeds.
Yep.
And we want a special thanks to Johnny Seeds that brought down about a couple of dozen pumpkins
Yep.
in the 200-plus size.
Yeah.
We had some beauties and just as orange as they
those are
could
good
be.
pumpkins.
It was good stuff.
Including some of the most orange pumpkins I've ever seen. Beautiful.
And symmetrical. They were perfect, Don.
Yep.
We're ready? Okay, we're going to get set, get wet on 3. 1, 2, 3. Get ready, get wet.
All right, here we go. This is the team of
Zsa out in the lead.
Alice and Paula.
Who else would be out in the lead but Zsa?
Of course.
That's Sawyer and Johnny Steve first.
All right.
And Emily will go second.
We've got Sawyer from Johnny Seeds, Zsa from her team, and Alice. Zsa, of course, out
Making
in
the
front.
turn.
She's made the turn. Ramming
a little
speed.
rubbing going on there. As I'm making the turn.
Yep. Is that Sawyer making the turn, or which one's in the blue? I don't know.
He's not making any turn. He's hung up, Don.
We're fetched up.
I think he lost a stem on that pumpkin, slowed him down.
Maybe so.
His rudder.
Maybe so.
Zsa's going to take home this one.
Yep. Zsa headed to the turn. Robert Watts will.
And Robert's going to jump in that boat with a substantial lead. Okay, Robert, let's see if you can mess this up.
So this is the first of 2 of the relays.
This is the relay here.
Then we'll
All
have
right.
another.
I don't think Zsa's got her feet wet yet. All right, Robert's in. It's your lead to lose, Robert. No pressure or anything.
He's already headed out. And we have Sawyer and Alice about to hit the dock.
Zsa's cheering him on. She wants the gold.
Wants that to line that shelf with more gold pumpkins. Oh, look at that, backing that pumpkin into its slot.
Just like they knew what they were doing, right?
Yep, just like a pit crew. Robert, meanwhile, already at the turn.
He's gonna be back here before they get started. Oh, we got a pumpkin head. We got a pumpkin head. I see a pumpkin head, Don.
Look at that. That might make it a little hard to see, but. So we've got Paula Jean, we believe, and Emily from Johnny Seeds leaving the dock.
And they're not too sure. I can tell by her face. She's not too sure about this deal. What did I get myself into?
Meanwhile, is Robert in?
Robert's already back to the dock. They got this
right.
one. Hands down.
Let's have a big hand for Robert.
It's going to be interesting how they're going to get around that turn, Don, without bumping into each other.
Yeah, we got a pretty tight fit there.
I wonder how that pumpkin helmet feels right about now.
Where do you get one of those?
Oh, I don't know. I think you ought to give it to John Gallagher out there in the water.
Thanks to our rescue folks braving the water.
I think we can make something out of it with the motorboats. So after this,
We've got a second.
guys, then we'll do a final with Jar Jar and whoever wins the second heat. And then we'll try and do something with motorboats. It's just parading around and acting.
The quick parade is good. Yeah, I'm not gonna go 15 laps like
No.
Yeah,
We don't plan on it.
yeah, just a quick
It's
display.
only 1 o'clock. By 1:30, we try to be done. An hour and a half.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Bring it in, the end of our first heat. Let's give them a cheer for endurance. And that pumpkin head coming in deserves a pumpkin head drink after doing that. So now we're going to shift to our second heat. Heat 2.
Heat 2.
We've got Tim Smith and Lisa Evans, Nathan Sandstrom and Todd Sandstrom. I believe that's father and son. And then David Watts and Gretchen Sandstrom. Isn't that easy? I am
Okay,
told.
we're ready, Don. On 3.
We ready to go?
1, 2, 3. Get ready. Get set. Get wet.
I got it. Didn't think I probably should
Yeah.
do it.
All right, and here we go.
They're off.
2 away and 3 away.
And we're not sure. Don, do you know who's in what boat?
I do not.
I don't either.
We have
Somebody.
We have Tim Smith and Lisa Evans for 1, Nathan and Todd Sandstrom for 1, and then hang on,
That might be Lisa out front there. I'm not sure.
and then David Watts and Gretchen Sandstrom in the third one. I recognize one of those hats. I might be Tim.
And we're going to have a little rubbing and racing there around the turn.
We are. Chance to ram each other.
Got to put those paddles in the water,
Look at that.
guys.
Oh, they're paddling.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to be close.
This is going to be a close one. Very close.
All right. If anybody can tell us who's who,
Oh,
that would help.
Oh, it's going to be a photo finish, I think, Don.
Let's hear it for
It's going to be a
them.
pumpkin finish. Cheer him on.
They're
He's
right-
come out of second place. Here he comes. Come from behind, win. And we got to swap out here, right?
Yep. This is heat 2 of our relay. Then we'll have our final. And then we'll have our motorboats. Exactly what will happen with the motorboats is a little unclear at the moment. We're having some technical problems with a couple of them.
So our winners were Todd and Nathan Sandstrom. Sandstrom. I guess that's Sandstrom. That's how you pronounce it.
So they're just what's just the first heat.
That first heat, right.
They've got a first lap, I should say. They've got to go
They
and
got to
do it
switch
again.
out.
So the Sandstrom team in the lead, they're making the switch and head out again. The Cabin Masters cabin cruiser's trying itself out here over to our stern. We'll know in a minute if the wind resistance is a problem.
The wind catches.
And there they go. They're off the dock.
And they're off the dock. You got to put the paddle in the water. There you go. There you go.
And point straight, which is also a challenge.
And then you head for that orange thing sitting out there in the water. Okay. Somebody forgot to give him instructions, Don. And is there anybody else paddling against him?
I think making the turn. Oh,
I guess not.
I think did we lose one?
We lost one. All right. So the trick is to go around that orange pumpkin before you go ashore.
Look at that. Give him credit for trying and get him wet.
Don, this may be a record for how many people been in the water.
Yeah. Well done. Come on, Nathan.
You got to go around that pumpkin. Got to go around that pumpkin.
Cheer him. Big cheer for making the turn. I think this is Sandstrom, father and son. Must have righted.
That must be pumpkin spirit right there, Don.
Yep.
I see the Viking warming up there.
Yep. All right. Here
Way
comes
back, crowd.
Here's your second heat winner.
Well, work with us,
There's the
people.
doc, Mr. Sandstrom. Good job. All right, well done. That is perseverance. Flipped over, got to right it again, and,
Bailed out and onward.
finished. Now we're going to have the winners of those two heats in the relay.
And we know one of them is Robert and Jaja, right?
Robert and Jaja are one.
And Nathan.
Is this Nathan and Todd winning the second one?
That's
we think.
correct. So they're going to be racing off here.
Both teams have decided that they don't want any more, so we're not going to do a final.
So there will be no final. The official, both teams have disqualified themselves.
They are worn out.
They threw in the towel. So they've thrown in the towel, and
All right.
Jaja's going to take a victory lap.
Big applause for our relay paddlers.
Jaja's taking a victory lap.
Of course.
So what do we got next, Bill?
We're going to send the motorboats out. All right, let me.
Yeah. So an update here from our Commodore Clark about the motorboat situation.
So a funny thing happened on the way to the
River.
motorboat race. So every year we build boats and we try to pick the best boats. And you have to go by shape and how high and weight and all that sort of thing. And we put lots of flotation in the back. But sometimes they just don't want to cooperate. This year's one of those years where we've got two that do not want to cooperate. Then we've got Buzz's barge out here that weighs almost a ton. Here he comes now. We're going to do our best to put on some kind of show. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's not going to be a race. So I hope you guys understand we're trying to save some motors here and not get anybody hurt. So we're going to do what we can do. I hope you enjoy it, but where else can you go see motors on pumpkins, really?
All right. This whole thing began with Buzz Pinkham, who's inside that little cabin, and Bill Clark. They made one boat out of a pumpkin, and Buzz came down with a little motor on it and putted around the river in the thing. His wife standing on the dock.
Shaking her head.
And Buzz said, "Honey, aren't you glad you married me?"
Aren't you proud of me now, baby?
And that grew to 2 or 3 the next year, and look where we are now. That actually, I got to say,
That's
that
floating
pumpkin
better
goes
good.
better than almost any other one I've ever seen him in.
It's the ballast on top, Don. Let's give him a hand, guys. Jaja doing a victory lap.
Good job, Jaja.
And Tom is underway.
All right, Tom
The gnome.
the first boat captain who's had a pumpkin made in his image on Main Street.
There you go. There he goes. He can't figure out which way to go, so he's going round and round.
Looks like we need a little bow ballast.
It's like life, just going round and round.
All pilots, if you're all done, can you come down here for the awards? We got a bunch of trophies to give out.
That's Alice paddling back on the far shore. Good job, Alice.
Sorry. They just got past now.
I'll announce them real quick. I get through it.
All right, we're going to give out a few of our awards here.
All right, we'll do some awards here real quick, hopefully. So for Heat 1, the individual relay, in third place, David Watts. She's coming. Second place, Alice Adrianac. First place, Jaja Martin.
Jaja with her own cheering section.
Heat 2, first place, Robert Watts. Second place, Tiger Dalton. Third place was a tie, Nathan and Todd Sandstrom.
We're cranking. I'll get it done.
Individual winners down there.
So second place in the final of the individual paddlers, Robert Watts. First place, Jaja Martin. Relay, first heat, third place from Johnny Seed, Emily and Sawyer. Second place, Alice and Paula. First place, Jaja and Robert. Heat 2. Third place was Lisa and her partner, and I didn't write it down. Paula, I think they took off. They said they were headed. Second place, Gretchen and David Watts. Gretchen Sandstrom and David Watts. And first place, Nathan and Todd Sandstrom. Thanks to that awesome effort by Nathan. First time in a paddle boat. And our special challenge between the Cabin Masters and Maine Life. First place were the Cabin Masters. What are these?
Team fun, team final. We didn't do one.
Just throw them in the box.
They weren't here.
Throw them in the box.
All right, congratulations to all of our winners, all of our paddlers. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. Before we wrap up, a couple extra thanks besides our great, fabulous volunteers. Thanks to Johnny Seeds, Cabin Masters Maine Life for being here. Nice to have their involvement.
Okay, guys, that's Pumpkinfest Regatta 2022. Don Kerrigan, Larry Seidling, and we thank you for watching. We'll see you next year.